What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Tales from the Stack podcast, brought to you by Sefton Libraries. If you like what you hear, rate and review us on your podcast network of choice. You can also follow us on social media at Sefton Libraries, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Blue Sky. Now let us begin.
Welcome to Two Truths and a Lie. Two of these bookish statements are going to be true, and one of them is going to be a well-hidden lie. Here we go. Samuel Pepys celebrated his bladder stone surgery every year. The New York Public Library has its own Yankee Candle scent. And Stephen King preferred the end to the film The Mist over his book's original ending. I will reveal the lie at the end of the episode.
Hello and welcome to the Author's Corner of the Sefton Libraries Podcast, Tales from the Stack. Now with me today I have got Sean Watkin, who has been shortlisted for the Bristol Short Story Prize, the Fresher Writing Prize and the Book of Break Prize as well. So welcome to Sean.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Very, very welcome. This is a library podcast, so I felt it would be quite appropriate to begin with a question regarding libraries. When you were growing up, what was your experience of libraries?
So I was always at our local library in Kirkby as a kid, always trying to check out books, always on the computers, writing stories. And, you know, at home we didn't have a printer, so if I wanted to see anything in print, that's where I would go to get it. And I always had the library workers harassed, I think, because I always was into really gruesome things. So, like, I would want to check out more adult books than probably what I should have been reading at that age.
You're hovering around the Stephen King section
Exactly,
and things like that,
and
yeah.
some X-Files novelizations, which they used to tell me to put back and go and get something more appropriate. But yeah, I was always there. It was just my place to go. I think it was always quite quiet. I think people used libraries a lot more back in those days anyway, for a lot of different things. I remember a lot of adults in and out of there, like they'd be doing CVs or they'd be doing application forms or something, and not so many kids around my age with it. I was probably a little weirdo. I used to go to the library, but yeah, I loved it. And it's so weird because libraries have that smell, don't they? And they have a library smell, and coming into the library today took me right back on what it was like as a kid.
The feelings of nostalgia.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Your happy place?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't get to visit them as much often these days, but I definitely miss being in the library.
Do you think, being in the library, that there was anybody that inspired you to look at crime novels?
I was never a big reader of crime, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I read a few crime stuff, but more for the horror elements, like Thomas Harris. Again, when I was probably too young to be reading it, I was more interested in the horror aspects of it more than the crime. And so Blackwater Rising was not actually intended to be a crime novel. It was supposed to be a horror novel.
Really?
Loosely based on Peter Pan.
Okay.
And so it was my tutor during my MA who said, Sean, you should be writing crime instead of horror. So I was like 25,000 words into the book already, and I thought, okay, I'll give it a go. And it kind of stuck, and I loved the way that I could tell the story from that perspective, and seeing the characters in that setting and being, well, they were completely different people because they weren't police officers originally. So to see them behaving in that way and having that knowledge was really weird, but really exciting.
So you then had to make that switch,
Yes.
not only with the genre, but also with the characters that you'd intended.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole thing changed, really, because the female character, De Silva, she had kids in the original draft and she doesn't now. It's her partner, Barclay, that has the child. And so I just thought, well, if I'm going to change genre, I might as well just see what else I can flip. It's kind of expected that the woman would have a kid. Why can't the gay police partner have a kid instead? So I sort of started flipping things on the head and moving things around, and it just gave it that energy I think that I needed to keep redrafting it.
Okay. So you've talked about Blackwater Rising a little bit there, but obviously congratulations on your nomination for the Val McDermid Award. Can you tell us a little about your debut crime thriller for Blackwater Rising? So somebody who, fresh into the library, picks up the book, what could you tell us about it?
So Blackwater Rising is the first of a planned trilogy and hopefully a continued series. The first 3 books are definitely a contained trilogy in terms of the arc that they explore. But the first book is about a serial killer on the loose who is targeting teenage girls who all have a sort of similar look and feel about them. And it becomes quickly apparent that this guy is searching for someone from his past, and that's how he's choosing his victims. And the third victim is discovered on the banks of the Mersey, and that's when the police ask DCI de Silva to return in an advisory capacity because she's currently off on leave, a leave of absence. And she has this really strange relationship now with who she thought of as her protege back in the day. He sort of has this feeling that she abandoned him and has this weird guilt about feeling that because she's actually been off mourning her husband's death. That's not a spoiler, it's really early on. And De Silva has all of this sort of guilt and internalized rage about why her husband might have committed suicide.
Right, that's a good beginner's intriguing introduction there. Brilliant. So which authors would you say have inspired you over the years? So you said you were more into horror than crime.
Yeah, I was. So, I mean, we're talking about, as a kid, people like Christopher Pike, definitely some of Stephen King's earlier stuff. I think Thomas Harris, again, for the horror elements. And then as I've started to write crime, I've had to start to read a little bit more crime so I could fully understand it. So, you know, some of the greats like Val McDermott, and then some newer people, like I'm really obsessed with Heather Critchlow's Cal Lovett series at the moment. Michael Wood's Matilda Dark series is phenomenal. But also, a lot of people think that you should read within the genre that you're writing in, but I think that sort of limits you, and you start to sort of repeat things that you've seen and heard and read. And so I'm a big believer in reading outside of the genre that you're writing. So some of the most inspirational books for me have been, for example, John Williams' Stoner, which is not about a stoner. If you've read it, it's about this guy called Stoner, and it's his life, and not very much happens, but the prose is beautiful. And whenever I think about it, like, I get chills when you get to the end. If you do read it, if you get to the end, you'll understand what I'm getting at. So a broad spectrum, I think.
It's important as a writer to have that knowledge to draw upon, because you never know when it might come in handy that could be used in your next novel.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And if you're thinking about, if you're dealing with themes of like loss and guilt, I don't think it's enough just to read a crime novel where loss or guilt might crop up. You need to read a book where that is the focal point of it to fully understand what the characters are experiencing and what they've gone through, so that you can think, right, okay, is that how my character would react? What would they do differently? How would they think? What would that look like physically on their body? So there's all of those things to consider. And I think just reading a crime novel, for example, where loss might be a theme is probably not enough.
Fair enough. So what books do you like to read when you get the chance? Because obviously you've got to dedicate time for your writing, to do your job that you're doing. It must be quite a juggling act for you.
Yeah, it's really tricky. And, you know, I'm really lucky to have been invited to a lot of different events. So on panels and things. So when you go on the panel, you sort of have to have read who it is that you're on a panel with. I mean, it sounds silly because it makes sense to have done that, but for somebody like me who is sort of new to reading and writing crime and discovering new writers all the time, so I'm like, I've not actually read their stuff yet. It's on my list, let's pull it forward. So I find that I don't have time to read the other things that I know I would love to read. And every so often I'll think, right, I'm going to take a break from reading crime now, and I'm going to read this lovely book about the invention of Charlotte Bronte, for example. And then something will crop up and I'm like, right, I'm going to have to drop that down the list again and pick it up when I can. It might sound a little bit ungrateful, and I'm not at all. Buzzing that I get to read so much brilliant crime fiction. But I just would love to read something else that's not crime for a little bit.
So there's a bit of a discussion, a bit of a debate in the Sefton Library staff about what style of reading books, ebooks or audio or paperback is the best, or those that they prefer. What's your view on it?
So I think generally use whatever makes you comfortable, but I think different types of books, I mean, you're so lucky these days to have all of those different types of book. When I was a kid, we did have audiobooks, but it was all on CD, wasn't it? And or tape even when I was a kid. So
you have to get your pencil ready to reel it back in. But
so, you know, I just feel like really lucky to have loads of different options at the moment. Each one of those has got, its positives and its negatives. Like, you can listen to an audiobook while you're driving to work. Or you're on a 4-hour trip somewhere. So you're not losing any reading time. Ebooks, I think, are really good if you really, really want that book there and then. But then nothing beats having a physical book in your hand, does it?
Paperback in your hand.
And back to that smell again, like the smell of books. And I'm one of those weird people that I don't break the spine, so I literally read like I'm peeking through a letterbox.
That's very thoughtful for other people. That's very good.
Oh, no. If I see a photograph of a broken spine on a book, it gives me chills of horror. So you'll look on my bookshelf at home and every single book looks literally pristine. So I don't have a preference. I think I'm listening to a lot more audiobooks at the moment than I have been in the past. But then a few years ago, I was reading a lot more ebook than I am now. So I think it's just a cycle of whatever you want. And if you love a book or you love a series, nothing beats having that book or that series on your bookshelf.
Yeah. In this day of screens, obviously having that choice and a paperback when you just want to read and relax your eyes. Whatever appeals to you, all of them are good.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's one of the reasons when I bought my ebook that I made sure it was just like a no-frills one, no apps. So you weren't going to get notifications. It was just you and the book and you.
There will be many people that appreciate that. And it's very, very rare in this day and age not to be fighting with the adverts. So, good for you. So in our podcast, Tales from the Stacks, we have the lovely Gordon, who does a biscuit review. So do you have a favourite biscuit, and why is it your favourite biscuit? This
is the hardest question because I love biscuits and I love food of any type, really. And I did, I've been giving this some thought, and I think I'm going to have to say the Raisin Biscuit Club. So, for a few reasons.
Okay. You have to take this seriously, Sean.
Yeah, I absolutely am. I absolutely am. It's got the biscuit, so it's got the crunch, which you need.
Very, very
biscuit.
sensual. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's got the chocolate, which is...
Love a bit of chocolate.
Exactly. But it's also got raisins in, so it's like sort of part of one of your 5 a day.
It's not healthy, Sean.
No, no. You're right.
But I appreciate you trying hard there with the health kick.
Trying. It's of the earth. So in some way, I could be eating one that's mint, which is, that hasn't got mint in, has it? It's just chemically
that is very
flavoured mint.
I might ask Gordon to try that particular biscuit. Although he did say that when he tried a custard cream, he'd rather die than eat another custard cream. So, yeah. Well,
what a classic.
He has his favourites.
Oh, my God. And do you know what else I love? Those boxes of broken biscuits. Like, what a delight. Because you just don't know what you're going to get.
Having a bit of a Forrest Gump moment.
Yeah. I think it's genius to have a box of broken biscuits.
Life's like a box of broken biscuits. You never know what you're going to get. So, in the acknowledgements of Blackwater Rising, you mentioned that it had been 13 years in the making.
Yeah.
Gosh, what advice could you possibly give to budding authors? Because to them, they might run away screaming at the prospect of waiting 13 years to publish their debut novel.
When I say 13 years, I think what I meant by that was it'd been 13 years since I started to pursue writing properly. The book itself took me 4 years to begin writing and start redrafting and change it from horror to crime and get it published. So my biggest advice to people who want to write is do a course of some kind. You can pick up courses for £100. You can get them free. I think Sefton Library does free writing courses.
Yes, they do.
There you go. So just go down. It doesn't have to be a degree. You don't need to end up thousands of pounds in debt. Go and do this course and listen to someone who's really passionate about writing, but also listen to the people that are around you on the course as well. Share your work and listen to the feedback that you're getting from people who know what they're talking about. And take it on board and take it on the chin. Anything that is you might think of as a criticism is never a negative thing unless it's delivered in a really horrible and negative way, which very rarely happens. Take everything on the chin, because that feedback is given to you to help make your piece of writing better and stronger and make you a better writer. And I think the ultimate piece of advice that I would give is put your ego aside and realise that you're not going to pick up a pen, open a laptop and write a bestseller novel within a few weeks. Like, it takes work.
Absolutely. And if you take on that criticism on board and that feedback, it might launch into another idea to help you get better.
That's exactly it. I think people think that they would be a good writer because they read a lot. And in some rare cases, that I've known that to happen. Like, someone just loves to read, and so they've opened the laptop and started writing, and it's been really good. For the people like me, I've had to go away and learn about the craft and understand it, and then start to develop my skills from there. So it's about getting that sort of foundation understanding of what being a writer is and what good writing is.
Thank you very much. I'm sure there will be lots of listeners out there that will really appreciate that help and advice, because it can literally be overwhelming. And best of luck with your future projects.
Thank you.
What is coming next for Sean?
So my second book is out. It's the sequel to Blackwater Rising called Better Off Dead. It is a direct sequel, so you will have to have read the first in order to fully access it, I think. And then I have 2 books out this year. My book following on from that is the third and final part of this trilogy, and that's out in September. Thank you.
I, for one, will definitely be looking forward to that, having read the first one. Eager to find out what happens, the twist that you left at the end, you meanie, leaving us all in suspense. And if you would like to read Blackwater Rising by Sean, feel free to place a hold at sefton.catalog.gov.uk. And Sean, thank you so much. You have been amazing for coming to talk to us. And thank you for listening. This has been Alison and Sean from Tales from the Stacks. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Let's get tasting. Mmm. 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 Oh, delicious. So, welcome to this week's episode of Biscuit Hour, or Biscuit Time. And today I'm joined by special guest Ben, who works for the library service. He can often be found in Bootle. And today we're going to be reviewing Fox's Favourites Crunch Creams Golden Edition.
Ooh.
Oh, indeed,
Yes.
indeed.
I brought those in today.
So Ben provided these, and once again, no council money was used in the making of this podcast. And yeah, so we're going to just get into it. So here's a bit of AMSR for you. I'm just going to sort of crinkle the packet a bit. Oh, look at that.
Oh, isn't that good?
Oh, it's like
It's like you're right there with the...
it's like a red rag to a bull, isn't it? So I'm going to try and open these now. And as I found, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or something, that biscuits are increasingly harder to get into the packets.
I think everyone's like that though with the biscuits. It's like a digestive pack.
Yeah, so it's a small packet, sort of about the size of maybe a big 50p or something like that. And would you like some biscuits, Ben?
Oh, yes.
Do you want to take a couple?
I'll take the first one.
You're going to take the first one, I'll take the second one, and I'll also take the third one as well. Because I'm going to have one dunked and one undunked.
Yeah, go on, I'll get one dunked and undunked.
So
Thank you.
Sam, do you eat biscuits a lot, Ben?
I certainly do.
Oh, right. So you're a big fan of our biscuits.
I'm a biscuit connoisseur.
Are you biscuit connoisseur? Are you?
I would say so.
Okay, so would you eat any biscuits, or
I wouldn't eat big biscuits.
you wouldn't eat fig biscuits?
No, not a fan of them. They're probably my least favourite biscuit.
Well, that the fig roll, is it?
Yeah.
You don't like the fig roll.
No. Not a fan.
But would you? I mean, sort of, I've known you for a number of years now. You're not averse to a biscuit.
No, God, no.
You know, sort of. So, good. So
I'll eat pretty much any kind of biscuit.
yeah, sort of as the biscuit.
Like,
attached.
I'll eat penguin biscuits and custard creams, digestives, bourbon.
Wow.
Biscoff, whatever.
Yeah, the penguin biscuits are that was Ian last week. That was his worst biscuit of all time.
I know, I listened to that and I was like, what?
Worst biscuit? There is certainly more, but worse than that.
Exactly.
That was a very controversial episode, I thought.
Well, I think when you come from sort of such high classes as him, you know, oh no, biscuits, no mother, no, throw it away. So I'm going to ask you some questions. I mean, you know, sort of how in depth can we get with biscuits? We're going to find out. So,
let's roll with it.
So let's roll with it.
Yeah.
So what's your earliest memories of biscuits?
Oh, wow, we're starting good questions here. I'd say probably maybe eating like a custard cream or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I used to have pictures of the cows on the packets, I think.
Oh, right.
I think so, yeah. I might be getting them maybe mixed up with malt biscuit.
Yeah, malt biscuits.
Maybe, but I seem to remember distinctly that there used to be packets of custard creams, like a picture of a cow when I was little, yeah. So I used to really like custard creams. Like, they're not my favourite biscuit, but I will eat them. Like,
you will eat it, yeah. So is that sort of memory, have you got like, because I think a lot of people have memories of like certain biscuits as like when you go round to your nan's or an uncle or an aunt.
Yeah, I think I used to eat them quite a lot.
And you come out with like biscuits on a plate.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh.
No, yeah, I think I ate a lot of like custard creams at my nan's house.
He's like custard creams at your nan's house.
Yeah.
Oh, very good, very good. We had shortbread at my nan's house because my nan was Welsh, and obviously shortbread being a very Welsh sort of biscuit.
Nice shortbread, yeah.
It is nice shortbread. And I said homemade shortbread, and it was very nice.
Do you remember that time when I remember staff brought in shortbread here?
Oh, yeah.
It was gone by lunchtime. It was the whole pack was gone.
It was basically like a pack of termites had got into it and just completely gone.
It was gone like 3 hours, the whole pack. Yeah, probably less.
It doesn't surprise me.
I believe she called us, all the staff, animals for eating it all.
Ah, brilliant. Who was that?
I think it might have been Kaylee, maybe. Yeah.
Kaylee was very like a bird when it comes to eating biscuits. She wasn't like us.
No.
It was like the biscuits there, eat them all before someone else eats them all. You know, it's a very sort of primal competitive thing, I think, with certain people biscuits. So these biscuits, I'm going to do a bit of AMSR. So I'm going to try and break them in front of the microphone. They're very crumbly, so I don't...
You might need to twist them out like an Oreo, maybe.
Right, okay. Well, I know what, I'll try a break and you can try a twist. So, you go first with your twist.
I've just done it. You probably didn't hear that, but I'll just tap the biscuit. There we go, yeah.
And I'm going to snap one now. I don't know how good this is. I mean, it may not even make it into the final podcast, but here we go.
Oh, that was a good break.
Oh, that was a bit...
That was a good break, that.
That was a good break, actually. I wasn't expecting that, so that's staying in the podcast. Sort of hand all the other stuff around it because I'm rubbish at editing. So, yeah, I'm going to eat it now. Nom, 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 nom. That's quite nice.
They are nice, yeah.
So the biscuit part of it is... It's biscuit, apparently it's got oats in it. That's like one of its defining features why it isn't a custard cream, because it's got an oat biscuit.
It's a bit like, if you're looking at it, it looks a bit like an Oreo.
It does look like a white Oreo, and the biscuit's made out of something that looks a little bit like butter cookies, and then you've got like a fondant in the middle, cream,
and they're very crunchy.
And they are very crunchy. They are a bit sort of crumbly as well. So if you've got sort of one of these people who don't like crumbs everywhere,
you'll hate these ones.
You will not be liking these ones. You'll be there with you. Yeah.
Do you like crumbly biscuits?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love crumbly biscuits. Oh, that's a lovely biscuit. That's very nice.
Well, I thought I'd come prepared since I'm the guest. I thought I'd bring some in for you.
Well, it's all appreciated, Ben. We never look a biscuit in the mouth.
And you know, we'll eat all these later on in the day as well.
Oh God, yeah. Once the what do you call them beds? The beds that like heavens.
I guess so.
Yeah. No, anyway, that bit's getting cut from the podcast. So don't worry about that.
That's staying in.
That's staying in. Gannets, that's
right,
it, gannets, okay. Yeah, we're like gannets down here when it comes to biscuits.
Yeah.
I'm going to dunk mine now. I'm not normally a dunker.
But these look really good for dunking, though.
Do you think? I'm a bit like, are they a bit too sensitive, and you'll end up with like a big mush in your bottom of your cup. So I'm just going to give them like a one and a bit second dunk.
To mine as well.
Okay, keep some of its crunchiness.
Yeah.
It doesn't go.
It doesn't go soggy.
No. The Biscoff, I did. They went almost soggy, like almost immediately.
Yeah.
If you'd have put them in for like another half a second, they'd have just been in the bottom of the cup. But these are alright. They seem to keep the strength and the texture. The fondant's a bit. I don't think it does like the fondant any flavours being dunked. Yeah, no, I think that's okay.
Do you think it's better than the Biscoff?
No, I prefer the Biscoff to this. This is a bit. This one's, I would say, is a bit plain.
So if you're creating like a leaderboard right now of all the biscuits you've been doing for the biscuit reviews, you'd have Biscoff currently first.
Biscoff's in the lead at the moment, yeah.
And then at number 2 you'd have...
this is the second one I've done, so I mean, you know...
You have the crunch creams, but that could all change.
That could all change, it could all change, you know, sort of. They're all right biscuits. I've never had a packet of crunch cream, but I think I've had them when you get selection boxes.
Yeah.
And you get like Fox's, Christmas selection or whatever. And they always have a couple of crunch creams.
Yeah, they have a nice selection usually.
And it's not the first one I'd go to out of the selection, sort of. But
they're good or reliable.
But they are good or reliable, and sort of they're non-offensive. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sort of they're not. If you can't take offence at.
No.
I mean, I'm sure someone will. Sort of. But on the whole,
I hear some people hate penguin biscuits. Yeah.
I've heard that, and I think that's very anti-penguin myself.
I mean, the penguin joke's probably the best part.
Exactly, you get a free joke in a biscuit.
A biscuit.
Have you got a favourite biscuit?
Ooh, that's hard. There's a lot of biscuits I like. Yeah. I like Fox biscuits as well.
Biscuits made of foxes.
What?
Fox flavoured biscuits.
The packaging, Fox biscuits and all.
Oh, right, all right. Not Fox flavoured biscuits.
No, God, no. No, I haven't tried them.
No.
Might be a bit basic, but I do like a nice chocolate digestive as well.
It came up with Ian, the digestive. It's like it's basic, but it's a goodie, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what you're getting with that.
You know what you're getting with it. And there's some...
nice biscuits as well. I like how sugary they are.
Oh, yeah, the sugar on the top, yeah.
They're really nice.
So that's also quite a plain biscuit. So you're not like with your Garibaldis or your...
I do like bourbon biscuits as well.
Yeah.
They're nice chocolatey ones.
Yeah. Ian didn't like the bourbon either. He thought the chocolate was just
He's not a fan of chocolate, is he?
He said the chocolate was fake, isn't it?
Fake, right?
Yeah, so it was fake chocolate. I think what he means it was cocoa powder rather than chocolate. But to me,
fair enough.
I think there's
full of controversial opinions last week, wasn't it?
He's sort of holding back.
Yeah.
We take him to the United Nations. Ian and his biscuits. So you don't like posh biscuits. Then what about like a Garibaldi or like
a Viscount
or like a Viscount? Yeah, I mean I used to like Viscount as a kid because you get
you had the little green packet in,
and they'd wrapped in silver foil.
I remember having a Viscount a lot when I was a kid as well. Yeah, a little mint flavour as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were all minty flavoured.
Yeah, no, I did like the Viscount. Yeah,
and if you didn't take all the metal off and you bit into it and you had the fill and you knew about it. No. You get like a big electric shock.
Oh, God.
You knew.
Can't say that happened to me.
No, you probably didn't have any fillings, did you, as a child?
I didn't.
Oh, there you go. You didn't eat biscuits like I did. So in Bootle Library, are the biscuit eaters up there?
Yeah, I'd say they are biscuit. I'd probably say I'm the most biscuit eater there. I think a lot of them like more crisps and stuff like that up in Bootle Library.
Or more savoury sort of savoury snack.
I would say so, but I'm more of the biscuit eater there.
You're the main one, are you?
Yeah.
I've noticed when I've done shifts in Bootle, there's not the biscuit drawer isn't open and closing like it is at Crosby.
No.
I mean, you can actually see in Crosby something like where it's been worn away, the handle of the biscuit drawer. All the others
we're constantly in there all the time.
Yeah, all the other doors look pristine, but there's
look like new.
Look like new. But this one you can see like where the patina has been sort of rubbed away because we've
in it all the time.
We're literally in it all the time, sort of. So I'm going to ask you a controversy now.
Okay, go on.
So
let me have it. What's the controversy?
The controversy is Jaffa cake. Do you consider it A, biscuit, B, a cake, or 3, an abomination to confectionery?
I would say it's a biscuit.
You would say it's a biscuit?
I'd say it's a biscuit because you can get like Jaffa cakes where you can buy, and it's kind of like a sponge cake, but like a Jaffa cake, basically.
like a Mr. Kipling's Jaffa slice or whatever.
Yeah, but it's like a brown. But Jaffa cakes, they're in a biscuit packet, aren't they? What is it? I think the rule is if it goes soft, it's a biscuit. If it goes hard, it's a cake. Is it? Is that it?
I think so. Yeah. If you leave it to go, if it goes soft, it's a biscuit, and if you leave it out, it goes hard. It's a cake. Yeah. And Jaffa cakes certainly do sort of do that. They do go sort of like hard, sort of when you leave them out, and that's when I prefer them as well.
Do you?
I at home I leave the packet open and leave it out, and after like a couple of days, the sponge bit goes just goes lovely and crispy.
A bit of crunch to it.
It's just fantastically crunchy. Yeah.
But I consider them a biscuit myself. Really.
You consider it a biscuit? So I would as well. I mean, maybe technically it's a cake, but like you say, it comes in a packet. It's called Jaffa cakes, but
I think it's got a better ring to it.
Yeah.
Than Jaffa biscuits.
Jaffa biscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Jaffa cake, and I'd say that as well. So, what do you think the future of biscuits is going to be? Do you think
the future
of biscuits? Do you
in
think
the world?
Do you think? Do you think? How's technology going to change biscuits? Do you think we'll be eating virtual biscuits in the future?
Well, I'd like to have something physically at you yourself.
In virtual reality, they could eventually get it so that it's even got the crunch and the texture and the flavour, and so you get all the fun of the biscuits without any of the calories.
No, I like the calories.
I think sometimes the calories are needed in work. Sometimes you're flagging a little bit, and you have a couple of bickies, and
you're up and ready to go.
And woof.
Yeah.
Putting them books back on the shelves.
I mean, I don't think there's any much further than go biscuits for future. I think they'll just come up like kind of like different kind of flavours and varieties, and maybe like different shapes, but. That's the most you're gonna get. Like it's pretty perfect the biscuit.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of. You don't think we're going to have like Solent green biscuits?
No.
Sort of like they're made out of people. Sort of.
No, I don't think we're going to get biscuits made out of foxes.
And we're not going to get biscuits made out of foxes either. Sort of. Okay. So that's it. I don't know. I think the future's just very weird. I don't think you've really said. I wouldn't have predicted all the stuff that's going on now. I wouldn't have predicted it 40 years ago. But
the Jetsons got it wrong, didn't they?
Well, unless we're still leading up to that.
I mean, I think wasn't the Jetsons taking place in early 2000s? Or...
that was.
I think so.
Oh right, okay. So
something like that.
They've missed them off there, haven't they? Oh.
Did you get a cup of tea there?
And I got a cup of tea, yeah. The
nice.
coffee we got in work's horrible. It's like soil or something, isn't it?
Depends which one. Sometimes they have alright ones. Sometimes
if they have the freeze dried stuff, that's quite nice.
Yeah,
but the granules they get the cheapest thing, don't they? Sort of.
I mean, I'll drink it just to give me a bit of a coffee boost, but yeah.
Oh yeah. You drink it because like if you were in the desert, you would drink a puddle of water, a dirty puddle of water.
Oh, yeah.
You think, right, okay, there's it looks a bit grim and there's bits of stuff floating in it, and
God.
But you'd still drink it if you were in the desert. And
I was desperate in the desert.
That's how I feel about our coffee here. But I
think you've got the controversial opinions today, haven't you?
I've got some controversial opinions. So I'd compare. So what's your verdict on the crunch cream?
I like them. They're not my favourite. I like how it doesn't go soggy when you dip it in. That's really good.
Yeah, a bit of toughness.
It's still got a nice crunch to it. But I would say I probably would prefer a Biscoff, same as you, than a crunch cream. But there's nothing wrong with them. They're a nice, reliable favourite. If you want a nice reliable choice, you're in the shop, you're not too sure what to get.
Like some people like football, some people like rugby.
Yeah.
Some people like tennis. sort of. You liked it, but it wasn't something.
It's not very adventurous.
It's not the sort of one.
Yeah.
So what would you give it out of a mark out of 10? Sort of.
And a nice solid 7, I'd say.
Like solid 7. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because it's got the cream in the middle as well. There's more than just a biscuit. There's a bit of cream.
Right, I see. So that's a bit.
That boosts a bit, gives it an extra point.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like them. I don't like vanilla cream for some reason now.
So what score would you give it out of 10 then?
I would give them maybe a 5.5.
5.5, maybe pushing a 6, maybe.
Maybe pushing a 6.
Yeah.
But they're not the first thing to go to in a selection box.
Yeah. And would you also prefer Biscoff?
Oh, over these, yeah.
Yeah.
The Biscoff were just a lot nicer. They had like a sort of cinnamony, sort of spicy sort of taste.
Yeah, they got that nice strong taste to them out.
Yeah. Not an overpowering or hot, but just a nice sort of like...
You can tell when you're eating them.
You know when you're eating them.
When you're biting into
exactly.
it.
It's like, this is...
Well, with that, you could... If it wasn't for the crunch, you could mistake that for possibly a custard cream. If you were just blind tasting, without that, if you didn't know the crunch was there, you could think that was a custard cream potentially.
Well, very much so. I think the fondant inside is very much custard cream territory.
Yeah.
And the outside is very much butter cookies.
Yeah.
Sorts of butter cookies, even though it's meant. It says apparently it's meant to be an oat biscuit. Mm-hmm. I would say it's more of a butter cookie biscuit. Mm-hmm. And which I quite like. So so I think to me the fondant sort of like makes it a bit to me, but the biscuit sort of like redeems it.
Yeah.
I do like a butter cookie.
That pushes it to maybe a 6 for you.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, if that's just been like normal biscuit, like like what you get off
just a plain,
just plain biscuit. Mm-hmm. It would have got
maybe a 4.
4. Yeah. Not as bad as custard cream, which would get like maybe -3.
3, God.
-3.
Minus, God, you really hate custard creams.
I do hate custard creams.
I mean, you said you'd rather starve than eat a custard creams, didn't you?
I would rather starve than eat a custard cream, and life has put me to that test. I've got a selection box at home, sort of, and there's just custard creams left in it.
You leave them on purpose, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've been hungry, and I've gone out to the shop and bought some biscuits, even though there's custard creams.
You've got about 20 custard creams available to eat.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know. And what really annoys me is the Britain's favourite biscuit. What's that all about? What's that all about? Sort of should be something like Jaffa cake or anise or something like that. So, have you got any funny biscuit-related stories? Have you choked on a biscuit?
Oh, God, not yet. I haven't choked on one yet.
That's all right.
I mean, there's still time. I could do it eventually.
Yeah, have you ever dropped a biscuit in a puddle and had to, eat a soggy biscuit?
Oh, God. I'm not a horse.
Thanks for pointing it out, Ben. I was
you worried there. You've been here talking to a horse the entire time.
Yeah, I've been talking to a horse. So you wouldn't eat a biscuit out of a puddle.
No, I wouldn't eat a biscuit out of a puddle.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Some people would. I mean, if you were going to eat a biscuit out of a puddle, this at least keeps some of it.
It'll have some of the crunch.
It'd still be crunchy at the end of it. Where the biscuits would just be like turned to dust by this point.
Oh yeah, there'd be not that biscuit. It'd be like cotton candy. Where it just dissolves immediately.
It'd be like. So I think that's about the end of all we got to say about crust.
I think so. Yeah. And
crunch creams.
And you've said Biscoff number 1 and crunch creams number 2.
Yeah, so the league is starting. So once I've got, I hope to get around to all the members of the staff.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to listen to all.
So yeah, oh God, I just can't wait to do it. Sort of, I think so because obviously I think most of the members of staff are quite funny.
Yeah, I'd say so.
They've got a bit of a sort of but they're all sort of closeted comedians. So that'll be interesting to get out. So thanks everyone for listening to our
thanks for listening
our podcast, and I hope we haven't made you feel too hungry. And if we have, get yourself out there, get yourself some Fox's Crunch Creams, and stuff your face. Mm-hmm. And we will see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
All right, book lovers, it's February. and our newest fiction list has dropped. Here's the top 20 picks you need to reserve right now. First up, for the world builders and magic seekers, we have some absolute titans returning to the shelves this month. We have Brandon Sanderson's Isles of Ember Dark. The master of epic fantasy is back. If you follow the Cosmere, you'll know this is a must reserve. We have Kerry Maniscalco, Throne of Nightmares. Expect dark, lush and romantic vibes. Adrian Tchaikovsky's Pretenders to the Throne of God. This is book 4 of the Tyrant Philosophers. We have Heather Fawcett's Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter, for those who like their fancy cosy. And Mikana Yamamoto's The Obaki Code, a fresh, high-concept cyberpunk thriller that's getting a ton of buzz. If you prefer your books with a high body count and a fast pace, these 5 are the top of the pile. J.D. Robb's Stolen in Death. It is book 62 of the In Death series. We have Greg Hurwitz's Anti-Hero. This is the latest Orphan X novel. If you like Jack Reacher, you'll love Even Smoke. We have Mark Greaney, The Hard Line. That's a new Grey Man entry, high-octane global espionage at its best. We have CJ Box, The Crossroads. Joe Pickett is back in Wyoming, a staple for anyone who loves a gritty, outdoorsy mystery. And Steve Berry's The Devil's Bible. History meets conspiracy. Think Da Vinci Code, but with more teeth. For those who want a story they can sink into over the weekend, drama, family secrets, and sharp writing. We have Josie Lloyd's You and Me, and You and Me, and You and Me. We have Sarah L. Affery's Cleopatra, a bold reimagining of the iconic queen. Tiari Jones's Kin, from the author of An American Marriage. Eleanor Shearer's Fireflies in Winter, a beautiful atmospheric follow-up to her debut River Sing Me Home. And Lauren Groff's Brawler. And finally, for when you want a mystery but you also want to feel a little bit at home, we have MC Beaton's Death of a Groom. The legacy of Hamish Macbeth lives on, perfect for a rainy afternoon. We have Ellie Griffith's The Killing Time, a New Brighton mystery. Nagi Shimeno's Messenger Cat Cafe. Translated fiction is huge at the moment, and this looks like the next cat-themed bestseller. Fergus Craig's I'm Not the Only Murderer in My Retirement Home. If you love the Thursday Murder Club, this title speaks for itself. And Lottie McGack's Mrs. Percy, a dark psychological look at a real-life Victorian murderess. There you have it. Head over to the Sefton Library website and Leader app and get those reservations in before I do. Welcome back to Two Truths and a Lie. Let's see if you found it. The answer is, the New York Public Library has its own Yankee Candle scent. Well, not yet anyway.
You've been listening to the Tales from the Stack podcast, brought to you by Sefton Libraries. Keep up to date with the latest news on our socials, and we hope to see you again next time.